Hello everyone, I'm Joe, and first of all I want to say Happy New Year to you all. Now I'm not actually sure when this video will go live, so it could be going up at Easter, and this is completely out of the blue, but it's the first video I filmed in 2022, so I hope you all had a great Christmas and a very Happy New Year to you all. And with me today is just a mixed match of various different products from ND, which none of them really would have made enough on their own, so I'm going to cobble them all in together and we'll rattle our way through them. Now to start with is a little universal directional nut for your bite alarms or anything that fits the thread of a bite alarm. So as you can see, I've got a couple of alarms here. If I just jack this up so you can actually see them on the close-up camera. I've got a couple of ND carbon bank sticks here, and one of their crossbars, the 2-rod setup, and one of their little alarms. I've actually done a review on these alarms before. They're about the same size, well, width-wise, as a £2 coin, I believe it is. So if you want to see a full in-depth video on these alarms, please do check the link in the description below. But below these alarms, as you'll see, one of them is facing directly at the camera and it's nice and secure. The other one is nice and tight now, but it's locked off, or it's run out of thread facing a stupid angle. Now these alarms in particular don't have a typical screw thread. They are magnetic, so I can just pop them up. They're pretty sturdy. Ooh, there we go. So they're magnetic. They don't have a traditional screw thread on them, but these directional nuts I'm about to show you are universal and will fit on any alarm that has a standard screw thread, which I think is pretty much everyone on the market. Anyway, click that back on. As you can see, it's facing forward, nice and lock solid. Now I've been able to do that because I've used their directional nut. Now these they're universal. You can get them either in silver or black. I got black ones with me today, so if I take it out of the packet, this is a 4 set, as you can see there. Nice black colour, and they've got a little tool that comes with them. So this one is already set up and it's nice and snug, but I'll show you how it works on this one. So if I undo the alarm, I want it to face that way, of course, but this doesn't have the little thread that some alarms come with, and even the alarms that do come with them often aren't that sturdy. They're normally plastic and they come loose over time. So if I just undo this alarm head and then take that to one side, get one of these directional nuts and thread it onto the alarm thread. Now this is actually another product from ND, if I pop that out. These are quick release magnetic plates. So all the stuff you're seeing today are literally all ND, sorry. So if you want to get your hands on them, you can do. They sell it all through Amazon Prime. So I just screw this directional nut onto the thread like so, all the way up. Sorted. I'll pop the alarm back on. Now I'll get my hanger as usual, put it on and start to screw it in. So nothing revolutionary here, but now, as you can see, it's become tight there. Still no good. So what I want to do is make it face the right direction. I'm going to loosen it off, unscrew it, face it the right way, and then find that directional nut and tighten it slightly. But it does come with a dedicated tool. Because it's nice and flush, it doesn't stand out, and it's something that you're not able to knock. It comes with its own dedicated tool, like so, and it can be used either direction to loosen or tighten. So if I can remember my righty tighty and lefty loosey, I want to then latch it onto the nut and tighten like so, and there we go. They're now both facing forward, and I can't knock that and make it loose at any point. I know that's going to stay facing forward, and if I want to change it at any point, flip the tool over because it's universal, loosen it and take that alarm off. So that's the first item I want to show you today. So that's called so this is what it comes, sorry. It's the New Direction Tackle Universal Directional Nut. Now if you go onto Amazon, you'll find these in a silver version or like a stainless steel sort of version. A set of 2 comes in at $7.99, 3 $8.99, and 4 is $9.99. So very, very inexpensive for something that's universal and can work on all of them. This is a set of 4 black, so these come in at £12 on Amazon Prime. That's at the point of filming. So none of them's breaking the bank, but as you can see, that is a bit of an annoyance with some alarms when you screw them down and they either have to be loose and they're not fishing straight, or they're tight but slightly off. So it's a bit annoying. So if you get these directional nuts, universal ones, tighten them up and jobs are good. And of course you could use this on any other thing that accepts the same thread, but that's the main use for them. So just pop this to one side and we'll move on to the next item. One second. Now moving on to the second item, I'll bring across this bivvy table. Now the bivvy table is also a New Direction item, which I believe Luke done a full review on previously. So again, link will be in the description. Link will be in the description below. Starting off 2022 in a good way, we're getting my tongue twisted. But the next item is the ND Tackle USB Lite. Now, I'll just quickly touch upon the bivvy table itself because it does come like this, and you can get the bivvy table light that's dedicated for it. screws in on the side here, and then you attach your bivvy light here. Magnetic, same as a lot of other bivvy lights that you'd expect, so you can stick that to the roof of your bivvy, or if you want, keep it on your bivvy table like so, so it's a nice little workstation like so. But say you didn't want to use that, or you want to get these other lights regardless, just unscrew that so it's out of the way. Just shows you how that works. So it screws in and out, and this is flexible, so you can move that light around however position you want, whatever position you want. But the ND USB light like so. So that's how it will come in a box. I've got one already taken out for you here, and it's very, very simple in design. It's a flexible arm, I guess you call it, so it's nice and rigid as well, so whatever position you put it in, it will hold, and you just plug that straight into USB and dab it on the top and you're on. So you've got a red light, double tap, and you've got a white light, and also press and hold, you change the brightness. So I'm dimming it right now, obviously you're not going to be able to see it too well because it's still daylight, but I'll get some shots later on as well, so you can see. Press and hold again and you brighten it, and you can also just change the colour, so it's white or red just by dabbing a touch button on the top. There's not even any sort of textile buttons on the top, you just dab it at the top. But as I said, completely move that around to whatever position you want. So if you want this as a bivvy work table and you're tying rigs, you can have the light nice and close or nice and high as a more of an ambient light. But of course, it's not just compatible with this bivvy table. Now this bivvy table does have a power bank built into it, which is quite handy. So it's an all-in-one. You can leave your phone on here charging. You can actually slot them in wherever I put my phone at the back there, so you can actually have it as a little stand watching your phone. So it's quite a handy little bivvy table, and a cup holder with removable tray in case you spill it. So it is a handy bivvy table. 1 second again. I'm getting cold, don't want to waste the tea. But I'll move this to one side. These lights are also usable with anything else that gives out power through USB. So I've got my 𝘁𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗲 power bank here, but any power bank will work. There you go, plugged in and it's working. So if I have this on a bivvy table of my own, which isn't an ND one, which is fine, I can just plug it into there and it will still work. So anything that has a USB output, you can plug it in with. And it's also quite handy to use just at home. Like if I'm plugging it into the back of my Mac, I can use it as an ambient light on my keyboard and mouse when it gets into the evening. So it's not just a fishing thing, but obviously it's in a nice carpy green. But you'll be pleased to know there is no carpy tax involved with this, because this comes in at just $7.99 from Amazon Prime. So order it now. If you've got Amazon Prime, it'll be with you tomorrow. So it really doesn't break the bank for something that's red light, white light, adjustable in brightness, and plugs into any old USB and can be positioned in any way you want. I think it's a pretty handy little item, and it's not going to break the bank. So even if you get it and it's not really for you, it's not really cost you much. So nice little item from ND, that. And the last item with me today are actually the storm poles. Now these are made of carbon fibre, so they're ultra lightweight. So if you want a replacement or an alternative to your current storm poles, or you want to use them as just larger bank sticks, you can put your alarms in the end of them and use them as big bank sticks on the bank, but they're not too heavy, then these are the items for you. They extend from 90 centimetres to 150 centimetres. So it's working perfectly fine at the moment to hold at the front of my one-man peaked bivvy, which is a sonic access. So it's working fine for that, and it is nice and lightweight. I've held it next to the standard storm poles I've got, and of course you're going to notice a difference. Whether that's the sort of difference you need in your fishing is up to you, but it's nice to know there's an option there. And these come in at £39 on Amazon Prime. So there you go, 3 more items from New Direction Tackle. The universal locking nuts for your bite alarms, the USB bivvy light, or just general purpose light, you can even use it at home, and also the carbon storm poles. So for more information on any of these items, please head over to the New Direction website, or alternatively head over to Amazon, where you can purchase these, and most of them, I think all of them, are on Prime. So if you buy it now, it'll probably be with you by tomorrow. I hope you liked this video. Please hit like if you did, and subscribe to us if you haven't already so you don't miss any future uploads, and also hit the bell icon so you get notified every time something goes up. That's it from me for now though, so cheers for watching, and I'll see you again soon.